Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So I go by the Blue Light Oracle, and in today's reading I wanted to do a reading in regards to why you came to Earth, what's your purpose, what's one of the reasons why you came here. So today for this very interesting, insightful reading, I'm going to be using the spirit messages to pick a pile. So we'll get 4 piles. 1, 2, 1, 4. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards. So for pile 1, you have trust, focus. For pile 2, have a child's love. For pile 3, you have a father's love. And for pile 4, you have seek. So these are the 4 piles for today's reading. What I'll do next is I'll just get some stones in case you want to select a pile by crystals or stones. So I'll just get to that now. Okay, so we have the stones ready. They're quite small. So for pile 1 with trust, you have the green quartz, and I'll just get that into focus. What it looks like. For pile 2, you have citrine. For pile 3, you have Sodalite. And for pile number 4, you have the Phantom Amethyst. Okay, so take your time everyone. Have a look at the piles. Feel free to pick more than one. Trust your intuition with whichever one is calling to you today. I'll leave timestamps below and you can go straight to your video, but I'll leave you here with these. Hello everyone, welcome to the shuffling portion of the video. So we're just going to shuffle all these cards and see what comes up in each pile. This one just came to me today in regards to doing a reading about life purpose because I've been listening to Philip K. Dick's exegesis, and I'm very long. It's about 50 hours audiobook. Well, it's over 50 hours. So I was looking at that and thinking about just generally people's purpose in life. I've got about half an hour to go, and I was like, no, we need to start doing this now. 1. Already, I find it quite interesting that child's love and father's love have come out. Hopefully this will shed some light on, or one of the purposes for your reason, choosing, or being here on this planet. It did fall up, so I'm going to put it here. Lastly, some tarot cards. These ones I will turn upright if they are reversed. I feel like in this reading, upright is correct for today. Sometimes it's different, but today I feel like we will be reading these upright. 2, I think, for each pile. It's very, very, very hot today here in Australia, well, in Brisbane, where I am. Very warm weather. Centigrade, it's 36, which I believe is probably over 90. Too. Okay, so thank you very much for being here for the shuffling process. As I said in the beginning, you can go to the description or just drag the cursor along to your video. So we've got 4 piles here, and otherwise I'll see you in your video. Hi, pile number 1. So today you've chosen the Trust card with the green quartz. So we'll see how this fits into your reading today. Yeah. Okay, so you have Femme Fatale. Adjust this so you can see the card clearly. Highlights the erotic energy of the feminine. Opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. And on the shadow, it's talking about inappropriate use of sensuality attached to money and power. Okay. You also have the crown chakra with upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy. This also feels like divine feminine as well with the dove. You also have amazed. This feels like it's an experience for you. But more than just like, oh, okay, it's just an experience. Not like that. It's more like this is for your learning. One of your purposes being here. So we have the moon. I said during the shuffling that all cards are upright. That's my intention today. You also have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this confirms, like all this openness, confirms the learning or purpose of being here is like a new beginning, like the learning opportunity, which is why we got the Amaze card. You also have the Sun. You also have the King of Cups. So what do I see here for you, pile number 1? I see, besides the divine kind of feminine energy that I can see here, I feel like this is more, one of your, a big purpose is to challenge yourself or challenge the status quo or whatever you feel is the easiest or normal, and try to do something completely different, whether that's getting in touch with your feminine energy with the Femme Fatale cards, doing something that's inspiring to you, trusting yourself with whatever challenges or opportunities come up, whether that's in work, whether that's in passion, whether that's in children, whatever that is for you. I feel like for you, pile number one, this is an opportunity to go down a different path than, say, some of the other lives, if you believe in past lives, or whatever you believe in right now. Maybe this is important to you here now, that it's time to mix things up. Trust that you have the skills, the knowledge, the energy, the power, the capability of doing something that you really, really want to do. You have the knowledge here. There's the trust card. You've also have the crown chakra upgrade. To me, it feels like getting downloads or becoming more self-aware and starting to really hone in on your abilities and start that new opportunity. I feel like if you do that, these cards have all come out really clean and nice. There's so much good learning here, especially with this particular kind of King of Cups. Knowing who you are. This is the softer, I guess, king, but it's not just because you say softer doesn't mean weaker. It means it's probably one of the more stronger kings because he understands his own emotions. There's so much to be had in this lifetime for you. And this is just one of the big opportunities, is to challenge yourself, trust in yourself, believe in your abilities, because the opportunities that will open up will be humongous, or they'll be grand, if you want to say it like that. I feel like for some of you don't trust or there's doubts about certain things that you want to do in this life. I do want to say it's one step at a time. There's always an end goal, of course, but the real experience and learning is the journey, the path that's taken, not so much the result at the end. The result at the end is fantastic, of course, but the learning comes from trying and doing and practicing, and failure is part of that learning. Setbacks will always happen, but you will learn more from failing than you do from not taking any action. I feel like you have this inner quality in you with the femme fatale. You have this inner divine energy, and potentially now it's time to unleash that. However you want to do that. I'm just thinking for some of you, this will be coming into your own emotions and feelings, standing tall and owning who you are, how you want to live life, what you want to be, coming out of high school or something like that and recharging, or coming out of a divorce and looking towards the future and start acting in the present instead of living in the past, because there's so many opportunities coming up. And I'm not just saying that. I feel like with the Amazed card, with the Sun, with the Pentacles, the steps you take now will double or increase in some way in the future. So to be more fulfilling, exciting life. Especially with the Crown Chakra, with holy experiences. This is something that was an opportunity. It feels like it was kind of predetermined. It's something that you definitely plan to do while you're here. You have the skills, the ability, and it's up to you whether you want to take that next step and start it, or if you want to do something else. But I feel like it doesn't feel like there's anything really in the way besides your own self that could stop you. So I feel like there's a little bit of a risk to take here for your pile number one. If you want to start doing this, absolutely go for it. I don't know what that is exactly. I'm not getting full information of what this opportunity is, but I feel like if you stop about where you are, your surroundings, what you really want to change or what you want to upgrade, you've already got that information with the Crown Chakra. You've already got what you want to do in the future and how you want to move forward. And even with the green quartz, it just feels like this quartz is usually like a amplification. It feels for me like this is the time to start energizing yourself and start doing what you really want to do. There's also a lot of green in here, if that means anything to you. There's just bits of green. And that's exactly what I see for you, pile number one. So one of your big life purposes or something that you plan to do while you're here on Earth, it looks pretty amazing, and it's up to you to step into that energy, that power. I feel like you've already got it. You've got the knowledge of how to start whatever you want to start, however you want to be. You've got the energy, you've got the power, you've got the knowledge. So it's up to you whether you step into this. And that's exactly what I see for you, pile number 1. So thank you very much for being here. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and subscribe so you don't miss a video. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Hello, pile number 2. So for today, you have chosen the Child's Love card, a Child's Love. This talks about love between parents and children. So this is whether you're the child or whether you're the parent. It can be from both sides. It can even be like inner child. You've also chosen the Citrine. Okay, let's have a look at the cards. So you have the Athlete. I'll just adjust the focus. So the Athlete talks about dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. And on the shadow attribute, it talks about misuse of athletic ability and selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. You also have Ancestral Realm, with the message Karmic Release, Healing the Lineage, Boundaries. Right next to the Child's Love. Interesting. You also have Timid on the light attribute side and Reckless on the shadow attribute side. You have the Temperance card. Getting balance within this kind of family history. Something to do with this. We'll have a look at all the cards when they come out. You also have the Empress. Very mothering energy here. You also have the Knight of Cups. So for you, pile number 2, I do want to quickly just read the Ancestral Realm. I feel like this is bringing balance to either family lineage. You come into this life to sort out some kind of balance, but also to integrate your own energy or flow into that lineage to help heal it past ancestors, that kind of thing. But also with the Empress, on the opposite end of the Child's Love, it's to bring kind of harmonious balance to your parents, or if you are the parent, to your children, changing cycles, breaking old cycles, and building a better, happier kind of friendship relationship with very close immediate family, it feels like. Okay, so the message of this Ancestral Realm card. This card initiates healing on all levels, but particularly on the family line. There may be some ideas and beliefs in your family that you find limiting or negative. Know that they need not be the truth. You have the opportunity to go beyond the challenging energies of your family lineage. If you are in a particular challenging time or facing energies that are harsh or even overwhelming, the energy of your ancestors is here with you now. They are here to hold a sacred and safe space so that you can rest. So it doesn't look like this is particularly super easy or anything like that. Perhaps you have been feeling like you had to be in the background while other family drama is occurring. Potentially this is saying this is time for you to... There's 2 options I feel like I'm getting. There's either one, to detach from this kind of negative behavior, and even by detaching, that is actually doing exactly what you were supposed to do to break that cycle for some of you. And for others, I feel like it's going within and pulling up that energy, that power that you have, that strength from a nurturing angle to start making the changes or speaking up for yourself and for others, and start at least acknowledging the issues and explaining that to people to help heal. And again, it seems like a very close family style situation. I will say also, for some of you, this is like inner child healing from either someone that was quite overpowering, like one parent was overpowering and the other was quite shy or timid or soft. And you know, that can work when they balance each other out, but when one is higher than the other, or one is withdrawing too much, it can lead to large imbalances, which we can see growing up. It may also impact some of your future relationships. You might see that. So I feel like this whole reading is about breaking cycles, especially for you, pile number 2. Maybe you've seen something from the past, and even in your own relationships that you're no longer in with your exes, you've seen similar patterns, even though you promised yourself that you wouldn't have a relationship like that, and maybe you didn't, but you can see some of the similarities that went on, or you can see you definitely didn't want what, you know, your mother, your father, whoever went through, grandparent went through. So you're on the opposite end, which is too overpowering or too timid or too overbearing. And so it's trying to understand yourself, understand what's happening around you and family, and that the family dynamic, and starting to work on that, change that from within first, and then let that out to radiate out to your environment and to other people, to your family, friends, that kind of thing. Right. I do feel like clear boundaries as well is something that is coming up quite strong with all this, with your family, with yourself, with friends, everything like that. So you're not taken advantage of, and so you don't slip into a bad habit. And then when you stop and review, you're like, okay, I could have done this differently. Why did I do that like that? So really understanding yourself is part of your lesson in this life. I do feel like that for you, pile number 2. And I will say, we're going to make mistakes during this lifetime, and any life on earth is going to make errors, mistakes, that kind of thing. But they're all opportunities to learn again. It's really all about getting into a space, surrounding yourself with the correct people or right people for you, and really being happy. It's all about happiness, sharing the love, sharing what's in your heart outwards, and making those changes, making those small changes within ourselves that we really want to change. Certain things we don't want to change, you can keep those. But if you're unhappy, it's potentially time to review those. This feels like a very heartfelt message for you, pile number 2, because it's not an easy subject, I feel like, for some. When we're talking about inner child healing, when we're talking about parents, when we're talking about family and expectations, but now's the time to choose happiness. It's about forgiveness, not of allowing people to do whatever they did in the past and acknowledging that. It's not to accept that or to accept their bad behavior, I want to say. It's not about that. It's about choosing happiness regardless of what's happened. Firstly, of course, processing that. However you do that, it's up to you. But choosing the options that lead to your happiness is something that I really feel like for you, pile number 2, is the key to why you came here and why you're in this life, and how you really wanted to work in this particular position of life, how you really wanted to show your true colors in this life, I will say. And that is exactly what I see for you, pile number 2. So I really hope it resonated today. Thank you very much for being here. If you enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss a video. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Hi, pile number 3. So you have chosen the Father's Love card. So we'll see how this card fits into your reading today. You also have the Sodalite here. Okay, so you have the Hermit card. I'm just going to adjust the focus. Here we go. So on the light attribute, it says seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. And on the shadow attribute, it talks about withdraws from society out of fear of negative judgment of others, refusing to help those in need. Okay, so you have the Memories of Atlantis with the message spiritual acceleration, process, and technology. Interesting that we've got, it feels like very masculine style energy. These cards coming out so far. You also have the Weary on the shadow attribute and Renewed on the light attribute. Okay. So these are all getting read upright. We have the Page of Pentacles. You also have the Ace of Swords. And you have the Star card. So what do I see for you, pile number 3? I will say immediately with all the cards just here and now, it's some sort of financial adventure, or that is one of the goals, but it's really to express something that a new idea, a new thought pattern, something you've already dreamed of expressing. You've gone, you know what that is inwards in your heart, let's say, or in your mind, and one of your purposes here is to bring that out, to shine that. With Memories of Atlantis, it feels like it's a new kind of idea, process, or potentially technology, some kind of idea that might seem small, might seem large, but it's something that will change your life, other people's lives. It's like a new way of thinking, I want to say. For some of you as well, I feel like it will be taking on, it could be like, this is an example, but your parent or father was a doctor, a father figure was a doctor, and you're kind of taking over their research or continuing their research, but you're not doing it because you feel like you are supposed to. This is exactly what you really wanted to do. And it's all about trusting in that, because if you stop and think now, how are you happy with how things are progressing, how you're going? If so, fantastic, continue with that, because I feel like for some of you, you're already on the track. It might be a long road ahead, but with the Memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, I feel like this is the time to start pushing for that. This 2023 coming up might be the year to actually start accelerating that process, or beginning that if you haven't already. But it does feel like a lifelong dream. It doesn't have to be like technology or anything like that. It could be a new way to express yourself even. So it might be a new way to be who you are in a relationship, for example, however that may look for you. Having a real honest conversation with your partner and co-creating something new. It doesn't have to be like a child. It can be, of course, but it can also just be a way to be happy in a relationship. I feel like it'll help deeper understand your connection with people. It does feel like, I want to say, there's strength in being soft or kind-hearted. Being vulnerable and emotional isn't a weakness. It shows that you can actually open up and show all sides or all facets of your personality, your emotional side, your interests, your intelligence. It's almost like a awakening kind of feeling, like a personal awakening, especially with this little character here looking like a kind of like a butterfly. It says renewed, refreshed. With the weary, it's like this path hasn't been easy, or certain things in your life haven't been easy, but it's time. It feels like it's time. It's like a very action card. All these cards feel like action cards right now in front of me. It's time to start doing that. Even the hummingbird here is very quick. It doesn't live a long life. So it's like, it's time to start doing this. And even the page is like a very fresh, new character. I'm seeing like a child as well, like planting a tree, a puppy, something like very innocent and new, but something that will grow into, a person, a dog, grow up or flourish. I want to say that's probably a better word. And with the Hermit card, I will say that going within to understand and get the knowledge and really plan out what you want to do is absolutely fine. Your risk, I suppose, is to stay in that position and shut down. I will say also for some of you, this might be reconnecting with a father figure as well. Just for a few of you, this whole read might be about an emotional side building with a father figure or a parent in general. But if it's something you've always dreamed of doing, it's worth pursuing, or at least trying, so you don't regret not even trying. That's how it's kind of coming across. So I know this wasn't exactly specific, but I was getting like, okay, there's like, it's forking off into 4 or 5 different paths I'm seeing. And so it's about some sort of renewal, refresher. Overall, it's a new path for you, pile number 3. It's either in regards to emotional, relationship, technology, something new, some sort of idea or change. It's about change. This whole thing's about refreshing, so it's change. So it doesn't feel like you're just dragging your feet this life. It's something you've wanted to do. And I feel like this is not the okay, this is the spark or the little zap to start doing it. And that's exactly what I see for you, pile number 3. So if you enjoyed the read, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of my readings. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Hi, pile number 4. So you've chosen today Seek. It's a very interesting card because the hand is like it's uncovering the true inner soul or inner essence, which is kind of what we're talking about. We're talking about what is one of your purposes or opportunities to actually start, or why you came to Earth, let's say, or why you're here. Okay, so you have the Liberator. Interesting. Going to adjust the focus so you can see. Okay, so on the light attribute, it talks about freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. And on the shadow, it talks about imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Okay. You also have the hopeless on the shadow aspect and hope on the light attribute. We'll put that there. You also have Stellar Gateway activation. This talks about infinite potential manifestation vortex. Like you get out what you put in. How much do you look into this? So you have the Hierophant. This makes a lot of sense with what's coming out, especially with Liberator and changing outmoded beliefs, because especially this Hierophant is not the traditional looking Hierophant. You also have the World card. So 2 majors coming out. You also have the 9 of Wands. I do want to say straight off the bat, pile number 4 is that this is just one or an aspect of one of the many things you have to offer or you came to do in this lifetime, or your purpose. I feel like you've got so many other things that you want to do, and that's absolutely fine if there's so much to do in your life. I feel like for some of you, it's one of your key attributes in this life to conquer is your space, your environment, is to move on or take charge and move out of a difficult or challenging situation. So almost so you could go out and see the world. To be free is one big thing. To get out of this kind of heartache challenge, I want to say. With the Stellar Gateway activation, I just feel like you have so much to offer. And I will be reading from the book as well, because this is a new one and I just want to see what the Stellar Gateway says. Okay, so the Stellar Gateway. You are a master of manifestation. Every one of your thoughts, actions, non-actions, and choices is affecting the unfolding of your path. Realizing that you have great potential and power within you, and through your focused awareness, you can draw on heavenly support to create the life of your wildest dreams. Know that all the energies you connect with are carried up to your Stellar Gateway, and if they are aligned with the intentions of your soul had before this incarnation, opportunities will come your way. It is important to consider connecting with your cosmic origin at this time, and also tracking down the intentions of your soul. For if you can bring your wishes in this life together with your pre-life intentions, you can live a life that is aligned with the highest heaven. So very interesting message there, pile number 4. It's talking about having a lot of potential, which is why when I saw this, I was like, there's so much more to be had in this life for you than potentially what's going on in your life now. But also, if there is a lot going on, there's also more opportunities that will come through that might be better, might be, you know, you can pick and choose in this life. I will say a big one, if you haven't already, is to free yourself from certain constraints. The Seek card feels like it's uncovering yourself, you going within to uncover yourself, and that is really what the Stellar Gateway was talking about, was to manifest what your soul desire was before you incarnated. Because if you look around now, and if this isn't really exactly what you wanted, there are potential changes for sure that you can implement, whatever that may be. If it is breaking out of like difficult people, a challenging situation with family, a challenging situation with a partner, it's time to either talk with them about it or stand up for yourself and start creating the environment, the place, the people, that kind of energy for what you really want to do in this life and how you want it to be. 2023 feels like even though this is for now, but it feels like it's going to be for some of you a very long but enjoyable, fantastic kind of process. Not easy for sure, but it's better than staying in a kind of slump. You might already be in a fantastic position, but if you're not truly happy, even though you've got lots of good things around you, it's okay to feel that way and try to understand what that means to you and what will be in line with your happiness, your highest good, your heart, your soul calling, whatever that means to you. But I feel like for you, regardless, there's so much more to uncover within you that you either don't know or you know you have, you just haven't unleashed it. And this is the time to be mindful, be honest with yourself, be respectful of others, to still unleash what is holding, like what is within you. I want to say there's so much more to offer in this life, and I feel like you've got a lot to uncover and unlock right now within you. Maybe that is by going within with a meditation, or you already know what that is. You already have the keys, the understanding to unlock this part of you, because once that's unlocked, I feel like more opportunities will open up. Kind of what the Stellar Gateway was talking about. Like, good things are to come if that is in line with your soul calling. And that's exactly what we're talking about here today. We're talking about your soul journey, an aspect that you came here to do, or soul growth. Yeah, I feel like there's so much more for you to offer, pile number 4. Whether that's shaking up certain systems, certain boundaries need to be reestablished and changed. It's almost like, not exactly like a tower moment. It's more like instead of the tower falling over, you're the one that's already left and you're starting to build. So that's also kind of part of this. It's just changing up, whether that's your belief systems in some way, faith systems in some way, relationship, etc., etc. It could be anything, even just the way you treat yourself. But that is exactly what I see for you today, pile number 4. So thank you very much for being here. Very interesting. So much within you and so much to offer. It's very interesting. I feel like there's also, just now when I'm finishing, the Phantom Amethyst coming up with like spirit connection as well. There's so much more for you to offer in this lifetime. But I will leave it with that. So thank you very much for being here. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you like the content and so you don't miss any videos. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Take care.